Hey everyone, and welcome back to another video. Today you join me wide of the beach and we're out looking for albacore tuna. Now we're looking for our first one of the season and hopefully we might be able to track a couple down. Fortunately for us, we've just seen some ahead.
I wasn't thinking I was going to see any fish, but I've just seen a couple go clean out of the water way into the air. So we're going to go out to probably, I think they're sitting at about probably 80, 82 meters. We'll do a couple of laps around there, keep an eye on this wind, and hopefully I'll get hit.
To put things in perspective, 82 meters is around 5 to 6 kilometers offshore, and it looks like we've just got hit. Once one lure gets hit, the first thing to do is reel the lure in, but it looks like another tuna has grabbed on as I'm winding it in.
Oh, we've got two now.
As I'm winding it in, the second tuna falls off, and now we can focus on the first one.
Tuna. Oh, did I drop it? Nah, he's still there.
Quite often, your tuna will rush straight at you, so you really have to be onto it and retrieve that line quickly in order to keep touch with them.
On the shallow lure. A long way at the back.
Today I'm running two lures, with one short and running deep, and the other quite long and shallow. This lure was the shallow one that was running way out the back.
There's a few of them there, I can see them on the sounder. I'm just being very, very careful because I want to get my first one in for season and I can have that one ticked off. Just hear them jumping behind me.
With the bit of wind I have out here today, it can be a bit difficult to gain line on them. As the wind's pushing me along, the tuna can really take the line back the other way. After a short flight, he appears below the boat, and we can see that our first tuna of the season, by the looks of it, is an albacore.
Yes, boy.
And just like that, we've got our first tuna for the season, a nice little albacore around 2 to 3 kilos. It's important once the tuna's on the deck to keep it away from my legs, as those treble hooks could do some serious damage. This albacore gives me just enough time to pop the hook out without too much danger.
Well, there she is. First tuna of the season. Just a nice little one. But yeah, you can't complain. Anything on the kayak is a big deal. There's a few of them hanging around. So I'll just get all the blood out of this guy, probably get a couple photos. And yeah, we'll put those lures back out.
With the tuna mostly bled, it would go back into the footwell to get the final bit of blood out, and then the lures would go back out to hopefully hook up to the next one. Some awesome news over here at Squiddy Fishing. Viking Kayaks, one of my sponsors, is offering all New Zealand viewers of Squiddy Fishing a 10% off code for all ProFish kayaks. So if you're in the market for buying a brand new fishing kayak, this is a great deal to take advantage of. If you use the code SQUIDDY10 at the checkout, you can get 10% off a brand new kayak. This is a pretty epic deal, so if you're looking to upgrade or begin your kayak fishing journey, this would be an awesome thing to jump on. If you do use my code, it's directly supporting the channel as well, so it's a win-win. Anyways, let's get back to the video. Once you get that bite on a kayak, it's important to keep paddling forward to keep the pressure on. Then I grab the other rod and try and clear it. Sometimes though, when you're winding it in, you'll get that second strike.
Oh, I just hooked two. Or did he come off? Is he on? No, dropped him. Dropped both of them.
I wasn't particularly worried when I dropped this couple because I was in a massive school of tuna, and seconds later, the rod was bent over again.
Am I doubled up? Marking loads of them on the sounder just up really high. Oh, Oh my god, look at them jumping over there. Full airborne stuff over there. Yeah, big bait ball. This one's gonna have a go here. Another little albie. Another one around that sort of 2 to 3 kilo mark. Hey.
Sometimes it pays to be patient at the net, as they often need a couple of circles before they go in.
Hey, out of the net.
This fish had decided to do all his fighting at the boat, and a fine little net shot, and I had him.
Jesus. Oh. Tail's ridiculous. Fucking hell. Hey, God, come.
Again, when the tutor are doing this on the boat, you've got to be very careful of those trebles. He's doing a very good job to try and get them in me, but thankfully I get him out without putting them in my hand, and that's on to the next one.
Oh, there's loads of them still there. Yeah. I only want to put one lure out.
There are so many fish in this patch that I'm hitting a fish each time the lure goes out. I wouldn't need to catch much more to go home happy. I've definitely found each tuna can fight very differently to the next. This one had come straight to the boat and not done a whole lot.
Bit better? That's a bit better. Nailed, man. Look at this engine going back here. This is crazy. You do all those hours, you get nothing, and you find a school like this and you can't stop catching them. And this guy, he's absolutely cleaned that lure up. Front one, get that one out, and then I'll be away. Yeah, here's one. And we'll get the second lot out. And good. Right. Alright, now we can knock this one on the head too. We'll have our third. Brained. Right, now we'll get the blood out of him.
Once all that blood is run out of the fish, it's straight into the back to get on that ice. It's important to get them chilled down fast, as they can cook themselves with how hot their muscles can get.
Right, lure's going back out. I'm gonna get smacked immediately again, am I? I assume. That's what's happened the last few times.
The wind was now starting to rise from the north, so it was time to head back towards shore, but I wondered if I would get hit again on the way. With the rod bouncing away in protest, a tuna jumped out behind me and I had my fourth. Since I'd already caught a few fish, I really wanted to go hard on this one to see how quickly I could get it in. Even though many of these albacore are small, they still have a massive amount of go to them.
That cut my hand. Oh, that's gonna be fun on the way home.
Thinking I had a good hold to this fish, I was pretty clearly wrong, as my light leader went straight through my fingers, followed by my braid. My hand now had cuts all the way around my fingers, and it was hurting pretty bad.
How many bits of my finger did he take?
As the fish was still really green, it was hard to get him in the net while leading the fish with the other hand. Circle after circle went straight past the net, and I was getting a little frustrated.
Get in the net! Get in!
With my fourth little Coke bottle Albacore in the back, it was time to get really moving back towards the shore. Thankfully, in the coming days, there would be a bit more weather to get back out here and try again. So a few days later, I was up bright and early with the sun just peeking over the horizon. I had a friend who really wanted to come out and catch his first albacore on a kayak, so I was happy to tag along.
How big is it?
On the way out to the deep water, I spied a fin in the distance. By the looks of this one, it looked to be a small hammerhead. Very cool to see. As the water under us got deeper and deeper, we were closing in on the 100-metre mark. This is right where a lot of the yellowfin tuna have been caught. With the increase in depth came plenty of life. These dolphins showed up out of nowhere, and they were leading us towards a rather large gannet workup.
Holy shit!
Despite being in a zone with a lot of life, dolphins out of the water and gannets diving, we couldn't find any fish on it.
There's everything but tuna here. Yeah, I see them quite often, but this is a big group.
After chasing diving gannets and hanging out with the dolphins for a few hours at 105 metres, some 9 kilometres offshore, there wasn't really much going on, so we decided to turn around and head back in a little bit closer. I'd found tuna at 80 metres earlier in the week, so we decided to go look there.
Yes, come on!
Well ahead of us, we could see tuna jumping out of the water and birds diving. This surely will be our chance.
Come on, man, where are they?
After doing a quick pass of those birds and turning around, I managed to put a hook into one. It had been a pretty long fishless morning, so it felt really good to have hooked one. Thankfully, my friend Matthew had also hooked up to one, and he was now playing his alongside me.
Yeah, got him!
Only 3 days.
Hey.
Yeah, I've had some nice fish. Pretty happy. Yeah, nice. Anything with a beak on it or just tuna?
The fish then surfaced again on my left, so I put the hammer down to try and catch them. There looked to be a lot of fish coming clean out of the water, so I was hoping there might be a few big ones in there. It was yet another hit from another albacore. Another lovely little fish popped up to the surface and was zipping around the boat, making it hard for me to finish off the fight. These little tuna love doing these circles, but it looks like now he's slowed down. Or maybe not. popped the hook out quickly as I had a lot of tuna ahead and I wanted to get it into them as soon as possible. I paddled really hard to get onto the school as they were moving much quicker than that. They'd slowed down for a moment and I'd managed to get into them.
Cast a lure at them. Look at it. Lure. Whoa! Whoa! Some big ones in there.
As per usual, my cast lure was getting completely ignored. So I decided after a second cast in white water without getting a touch, I would troll the lures through them as fast as I could. With so many tuna jumping in front of me, I just couldn't help myself and had to go for the double. Oh well, if they won't bite my little jig, I still have one hooked up. With all the messing around I did, it was pretty obvious that the fish might come off, but I didn't mind. There were so many in front of me. I got the lures back out, expecting another hit soon.
Look at it. Best LB workup I've ever been in. Whoa! That's a better one. That might be a yellowfin, bro. That might be a yellowfin. That's serious. That's really serious.
Amongst all of this carnage, I got by far my biggest hit of the day.
What have I just hooked? Big? Nah, not a yellowfin. Scared the crap out of me though, Jesus. It's much better. Much better. Unless he's hooked somewhere strange.
The fish was fighting like a much better albacore, so I hoped I might be able to land it and break my albacore PB for this side of the country. After a couple of head shakes through the rod, the line went slack.
Ah!
It's these moments that keep bringing me back into the blue water and hunting down even bigger fish. You never really do know what you're going to hook on the lures out there, and it is a privilege each time you manage to hook anything when you're going by complete paddle power. What an epic couple of days hunting down some fresh sashimi for the family.